Hi, my name is Kelly, and this is my youngest daughter, Caitlin. Welcome to SoulStrength Fit Kids, your spot for fun Bible stories and exercise. It's easy. All you have to do is copy what we do. We'll start seated on our bottoms. Let's bring our hands to our heart and close our eyes. Dear God, we love you and we're excited to hear your story from the Bible today. Amen. Now, today's story is actually a story that Jesus himself taught. One day, a large crowd of people gathered around Jesus. Let's come up and pretend that we are the townspeople in Jesus' time. They are so excited that Jesus is in their town to teach them. Start doing jumping jacks now to show how excited you are that Jesus is here in your town. All sorts of people were excited to hear Jesus teach. Shopkeepers, tent makers, fishermen, and even tax collectors. People from near and far came to hear Jesus. Start to run now, getting across town to get to Jesus. Whew, we made it. Come back down and let's sit crisscross applesauce. Let's pretend to be part of the crowd that gathered around to hear Jesus teach. Some people, however, didn't think Jesus should welcome all of these people. Some people in the crowd, like the tax collectors, weren't considered good people. They weren't like the religious leaders who followed all of the rules. Come to standing and let's pretend to be one of the religious leaders. Put your hands on your hips and make a grouchy face. Wrinkle up your nose and look down at all those tax collectors and sinners. Why would Jesus waste his time on these people, they thought. Start to scooch away from the sinners like the religious leaders would do. They want nothing to do with them. Oh no! One of the tax collectors, one of these people down here, these sinners bumped into me. Lift up your leg, find your balance, and brush off all the germs of the person who just bumped into you. You see what was happening? Come to seated and I'll tell you a little secret about the religious leaders back then. They thought they were better than everyone else. They thought that Jesus shouldn't talk to people who were bad or broke the rules. But do you know what Jesus thought? He thought that the religious leaders had a bad attitude. Jesus knows that every person, each one of us, is special and important. God's love is never ending. He'll always seek us and love us. How big is God's love? It's from here to eternity. Let's start to jump up from here to eternity. Great big jumps all the way down, all the way up. That's how big God's love is. He'll never leave us. He'll always find us, and each one of us is important to him. Whew! So, to teach the people and the religious leaders about God's love for each person, even the ones that might seem unlovable, Jesus told this little story about a lost sheep. Let's have a seat. Each one of us is like the lost sheep in this story, and God is like the shepherd. Let's take a listen. Once, there was a little shepherd boy named Sam. Jump back up to be Sam. Sam loved to play a small wooden flute while taking care of his sheep. Pretend to play your flute and begin walking through the grassy hills, leading your sheep. The sheep loved the sound of Sam's flute, and whenever they heard it, they felt safe because they knew Sam was near. Come down to your hands and your knees now, and let's be the sheep. Ba, ba, ba. Now start to do a little sheep dance to the sound of Sam's flute. I'm not quite sure how sheep dance, but any kind of sheep dance would do. That's good. They were such happy sheep because they had a kind and loving shepherd who always takes care of them. Sam would wake them up in the morning with the sound of his flute. Pretend to be fast asleep with all the other sheep now. And then wake up. Let's jump up. Up, up, up. There's the sound of Sam's flute to wake us up. He would play his flute to lead them up a grassy mountain for lunch. Climb, climb, climb. Climb up the mountain to get to the beautiful green grassy area that Sam found over there. After lunch, Sam would lead them to the shade of an enormous tree. Come to balancing on one leg like a tree, and the sheep would all sit and enjoy Sam's music. Whoa! Sit down now and sway side to side, listening to the music that Sam would play for them. Sam had 100 sheep, and and he loved each and every one of them. 100 is a lot. Let's count by 10 with jumping jacks to get to 100. Ready? Here we go. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Good. Each sheep was unique and special. Little Sally sheep liked to jump over daisies in the field,